Today's discussion from back at the bench here at Adina Watches, we're talking all things dials. Dials may seem very insignificant to most, but to us, they are the window to the artistry of the watch. It is what can make a watch jump out from a watch window to just being walked past day after day. This is what we're discussing, a dial. Now, dials traditionally, whether they're for a quartz watch or they're for a mechanical watch, they will always have two little dial feet. They're like little legs that will then go deep into the movement and will hold the dial in position on the movement before you put the hands on top and then you case up the watch. Now, on the top, they all start together out of a long piece of brass, goes through a machine, then the dials are cut out before you start applying or painting or any of the finishing that you'd be used to and seeing in a beautiful Adina watch. We've been on the solar journey now for about 6 months after Ronda, the Swiss movement manufacturer, released a solar movement that we could finally get our hands on. And really, we've been exploring how to bring solar models to life within our range. We're really excited about these opportunities, but we've never made a dial before to suit a solar movement. Now, a solar movement is basically panels that sit on top of a normal mechanism and then held in place by the traditional movement spacer. Now, it's not as easy as just putting a dial on top, because you have to remember the dial has to be see-through to allow the light from the sun or from a fluoro to keep powering the watch. So we've been toying with all sorts of bits and bobs, different plastics, and even as much as sapphire crystal you can use actually on the dials. But I still wasn't 100% happy with how it was coming together. And the team and I really wanted to understand more about the manufacturing of solar dials. So Paul and I headed up to a couple of the factories just recently to get an understanding from the engineers. And now we know. At Adina, we're not just going to things half-baked to get on the back of something. We are watchmakers first and foremost, and we want high-quality components to go into all of our watches, not just something that's trendy. So it was very different for us to sort of see how the process was. And it's a sandwiching process is what we're going to go about. We're going to use an above dial ring that's going to hide the movement spacer, and then we're going to use a clear acrylic in behind. It will make the dial slightly thicker than what we normally go for, but we'll be able to move that through and get the stem alignment exactly right while not compromising the performance of the watch. Dials are really interesting to me. I love them. Indexes, they're polished, plated, all sorts of processes. But it's not until we learned firsthand how the dials come together with the locating piece and also the dial feed on these solar ones that we can now push forward into this bright new future of solar watches here at Adina.